Hello, fellow Rebel Capitals. Hope you're well. So, this just in the news, New York City doubles down on the insanity, the insane policies. Clown World is in full force up in New York. That is for sure. It's almost like they're in a competition with Florida, or excuse me, with California, to see who can self-destruct the fastest. But let's get right over to this Zero Hedge article, and you'll see what I am talking about. Mayor Adams wants to pay New Yorkers to host migrants in their homes. And we saw Gavin Newsom, I think about a year ago, came out with a proposal where he wanted to pay just average citizens in California to house homeless people, like either in their house, like in an extra bedroom, or maybe in the yard. They could go ahead and pitch a tent by the swimming pool. But this is not only insane, but when we go to this article, you can see how you can see the elephant in the room, right? And it just goes to show you that no politicians are thinking rationally, but especially these types of politicians in California and in New York City. Okay, so driven to increasingly desperate measures by the endless flood of foreign migrants. Now, I want to point out here, and I don't know if Zero Hedge is trying to be politically correct, but these are illegal migrants. So it's not just like, oh, hey, the U.S. approved your citizen or your green card or something like that, so now you can come in. Oh, no. These are people that are illegally coming in. And then I guess Texas is shipping them to New York City. And because it's politically incorrect, New York City can't ship them back, because then all of a sudden you're in hot water with all your constituents. But then the constituents don't like the fact that there's 45,000 homeless people that are illegal immigrants that are walking around the city. Just, I'm assuming not all of them are bad, obviously, but not all of them are good. So let's keep going here. At the same press conference, so this Adams guy, New York City will begin paying up to 50 houses of worship. I get so frustrated with this insane political correctness. Okay, so if you're like me and didn't know what a house of worship is, i.e. church, back in the good old days, when life was far, far, far simpler, we would just call that a church. So 50 churches are about to get $125 a night to host all of these illegal migrants. Well, that sounds like a good idea. I know. Why don't we just go ahead and pay to ship the people back and then send them back across the border, so then they would no longer be illegal? Why are we housing these people to begin with? Makes absolutely no sense, especially when you consider that pretty much every urban area in the United States right now has a massive problem with homelessness. And these are American citizens. So it just makes no sense to me that we're just like, oh, yeah, do all the drugs you want, American. Yeah, go ahead and pitch a tent. But what we're going to do with all these illegal immigrants coming in, we're going to put them up in a hotel room at $380 a night. You heard me correctly. So what the genius, i.e. Eric Adams, is doing is he's going to the public, holding this press conference and saying, look at how great of a job I'm doing. We were paying $380 a night to house all of these illegal immigrants, or whatever you want to call them. And who knows what the correct or politically correct term is now. They change this stuff daily. So you can never keep up with it. So we'll just stick with churches, and we'll stick with illegal immigrants or aliens or whatever the hell they're called now. So let's back up. They're paying $380 a night to house the illegal immigrants, when they're paying, last time I checked, $0 a night to house Americans. But they're giving them all the drugs they want, that's for sure. So Adams has the huevos to go to the public, or to the press, excuse me, and say, oh, look at how great of a job I'm doing. I've brought it from 380 all the way down to 125. Okay, going further down the article, we can see that Mayor Adams, the genius, what is his budget for housing all of these illegal immigrants? We can see right here. That would be 4.2 or 4.3 billion. At this point, he doesn't even know the exact number, because 100 million here, 100 million there. You know, who's really keeping track? And it tells you how careful he is with your taxpayer dollars, right? That he's that 100 million, it's just a rounding error, not coming out of my pocket. Ha, taxpayer, go ahead and vote for me, because I'm going to spend $400 a night, or I'm going to do you a service by dropping that 380 a night all the way down to 125 for housing people that aren't even Americans and are here illegally. So the article goes on to say that there's 45,000 illegal immigrants living in New York. And back when they did the last measurement, when it was only 37,500, they're spending $8 million a day. $8 million a day. You know, this is another one of those things that I did a few videos on this like a week ago, where when I was growing up, whether you're on the left, right, it didn't matter. There were just super basic things we could all agree on. What is a man? What is a woman? We could all agree on that. Let's not introduce children to pornography. We could all agree on that. Or sexually explicit content, let's say. We could all agree on that. Now, and this is another one of those things. Should we, the United States, be allowing illegal, hence the word illegal? Oh, geez. Should we be A, allowing illegal immigrants here, and B, not only allow them, but pay for them to be put up at a $380 a night hotel? Back when I was growing up, it didn't matter what you were or where you were on the political spectrum. Everyone could agree that's not a good idea. We shouldn't do that. Now, all bets are off. What's up is down. What's black is white. Man, woman, right, wrong. Who even knows anymore? It's all a social construct, right? The idea strikes us as a bureaucratic nightmare. You don't say. You don't say. So not only is it a drain on taxpayer dollars, but you would think that organizing 45,000 illegals and trying to put them up in churches and just random people's apartments and then paying them, yeah, that's going to be a logistical challenge. And what does that do? That just takes further resources away from the government and therefore away from the taxpayer. It's just staggering. It's like I say, every night I go to bed thinking it can't get any crazier. And then you wake up the next morning and you read the news. And you're like, oh, I guess I was wrong. In May, I didn't even realize this. In May, the genius Adams outraged parents of school-aged children by putting migrants, many of them adult men, in school gyms, even at elementary schools. Wow. Like I said, back in the 1990s, we could have all agreed that that's a very bad idea. All right. So let me know in the comments. I don't usually ask you to comment, but I'd love to hear your opinion. It's a race to the bottom between California and New York. Who do you think will win? Who do you think will self-destruct completely first? New York or California? All right, guys. As always, make sure that you're standing up for freedom, liberty, free market capitalism. See you in the next video.